Children, let's continue the lesson about Penigolu village. There is a waterfalls in Penigolu village that is called Bogota waterfall. Here see in this, in your textbook, in this page given, page number 37, this is Bogota waterfalls. Where it is in Penigolu village, near Penigolu village on Chikupalli, on the way of Chikupalli. Here these fields are covered with red soil. This Penigolu village, the soil is red soil. There were plenty of stones and pebbles in the soil. It is located 20 kilometers away from Mandal headquarters of Vazidu. 20 kilometers above from Vazidu Mandal. Next come to the Podu. Here Koyas do agriculture that is called Podu farming. Koyas grow crops using a distinct technique called Podu. Podu is a traditional practice of farming in hilly regions. Penigolu is on the hill station. So this type of Podu farming is done on the hill regions of Penigolu village. And this is called shifting agriculture. This Podu farming is called shifting agriculture and also called Jhum cultivation. This is also called Jhum cultivation. This type of Podu farming. Koyas do this on the hill station. It is also practiced by tribes like Kondareddy. Kondareddy is a tribe. They one type of tribal people. So many tribal community are there in hill regions, I said now. Here, Kondareddy tribe is practiced this type of cultivation. This practice of shifting cultivation is also done in states like Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh states also. This type of Podu farming is also done in Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh states also. Each village has a specified area or hill that they can use for farming. To do this type of farming, Podu farming, each village has a type of area or hill region. Within this area, people clear a patch of forest and burn it. Within that area, the people clear that all forests. That means trees, so many plants will be there. They cut that plants and grow the crops there. For few years they grow crops on that forest areas. After that they leave that patch of land and allow the forest to grow again. They allow the forest to grow the plants again and they go to another place. There also they clear all the trees and plants and they start doing farming there in that area for few years. After many years they come back to the place. Till then they are allowed to grow the trees in that forest areas. In the hills it stops raining around November. It stops raining around November. In the hill region when it stops raining around November, it stops raining on the hill regions. The Koyas then use their axes to clear patches of forest in the month of December. So they cut the trees, all the trees in the forest in the month of December on the hill regions. They allow the logs of wood to lie there and dry on the fields for a few months. After cutting the trees, they allow the logs, they leave the logs there only to dry that. These are then burnt in April or May just before it rains. When they burn the logs just before rains in the month of May or April. When the rainy season starts, the ground is covered with ashes. Then they dry that logs, they burn the logs, then they leave that ash. So this ground covered with ashes. When the rain starts, it mixes with the water. With the arrival of rain in June, people deposit seeds with the help of digging sticks. Here this is a photograph given how they are digging seeds in this region. See, the people of Koyas digging seeds in this region. This way they sow seeds of many crops together by broadcast method. In this way they grow many type of plants, crops, spreading the seeds on the ground. In this way, by digging with the sticks, they grow the crops in hill regions. They do not use fluff or hoe, nor do they use any fertilizer. They do not use fluff, they do not plough the field or fertilizers. They do not use any fertilizers. One of the reasons for not using fluff on the hill slopes is that this would loosen the soil too much. Why? Because if they plough that area, hill area, the soil will lose the nutrients of that area. So they do not plough the soil. This would lead to easy runoff of the topsoil during the rains. This would make the fields unfertile. If they plough the field, this is a hill area. Penugolu is a hill area. So the soil, when the rains falls on the earth, the soil go down, and this is not fertile for growing crops. That's why they do not plough the field. It is the topsoil that is most fertile of the field. Farmers want the ashes and dead leaves to remain on the land and not get washed away. The main crops of the area are, here see what are the main crops? Jowar. Jowar means jonnalu. Maize. Maize means mokkajonna. And next tubers. Dumpalu. Jowar, maize, tubers, and millets. Some millets. Samalu, koralu, sodu, adsulu. This type of millets are grown. Sesame, that means nukul. Pulses like red gram, green gram, vegetables like brinjal, chilies, gomora, etc. are grown by this koyas. They grow mixed crops without any irrigation. They all do by mixing all these crops in one area. The total produce normally provides them with enough food for about 6 months. This food was enough for them for 6 months. For 6 months, they can eat all these types of food items. Since these fields are close to the forest, they easily attract animals and birds of the region. So these fields are very close to the forest. So animals and birds can attack anytime. The koyas build mangrove to guard their fields until December. Until December, they build a fencing type that is called mangrove to guard their fields. We read earlier that farming is done on a particular plot of land for a few years and in another one for the next few years. In olden days, on an average, each family cleared 2 to 2.5 acres of forest land. In earlier days, one family wants 2 to 2.5 acres to cultivate crops, to grow crops. Each family wants 2 to 2.5 acres. The average yield of jowar per acre of kodu field is 250 kilograms. So, each family harvested about 600 kilograms of jowar apart from 150 to 250 kilograms of small millets. Earlier, larger forest areas were available in the hills. But now the area available for kodu has decreased to about 1 to 1.5 acres. Earlier, larger forest areas were available on the hill areas. There are so much of hill areas are available for cultivation. But now it was reduced to half acres. This has led to reduced availability of food grains for each family. So there is a shortage of food grains for each family. At the same time, people are forced to come back to the same plot of land earlier than before because the forest area has decreased. So they have to come back the areas which they plough the fields and grow crops in before where they grow the crops, they have to come back. The rotation cycle has also become smaller, so the soil is not able to recover its fertility as earlier. If they grow the crops year by year in the same field, the soil will lose the fertilizers and nutrients and whatever is there in the soil. So they did not grow that much crops. The crop production will be decreased. So this is the location of the Penigold village and the farming system. Podu farming is done in this area by Koyas, one type of tribal communities. Okay.